Our next speaker is Emily Graham. Emily is Vice President of Regulatory Affairs at Heart Health Strategies in Washington, D.C. It's a lobbying firm that the CSRO has hired. And about a year ago, there was a picture of Mike Schweitz and another one of our rheumatologists, Chuck King, out of Tupelo, with the speaker, and it was arranged through Heart Health Strategies. Emily's got an MBA from George Washington University, or it's in progress. She's got a lot of degrees in coding and health information management. She's been president of the District of Columbia Health Information Management Association and chair of the Northern Virginia Community College Health Information Management Program Advisory Committee. And she's going to give us an update on regulatory issues facing rheumatologists.
Actually, the first thing I want to do before I really get started with the talk is tell you about two quick stories about how I am observing how horrible the healthcare system is in our country, and how challenging it must be for you in your practices, particularly those that are those of you that are in private practice. Went to see a physician myself a couple weeks ago, and when I went to the office as a new patient, heard rave reviews about this practice and was really excited to go. As part of the materials that I was supposed to fill out as a new patient, one of them was a credit card authorization form. Can you imagine what the credit card authorization form was for? Anyone want to take a wild guess? Well, this physician's practice decided to implement a new policy that's very similar to what you probably faced when you reserved your hotel room here, and that is you have to give a credit card. So that way, in the event that your charges are not paid, or that you do not show up for your visit, or you don't cancel in time, they can go ahead and charge your credit card. And I was taken aback by that, but thinking about the kind of work that I do and hearing the stories that I hear, it didn't completely surprise me. So that was my first story. Second thing, just today, coming from DC through Atlanta, not the easiest place to get to here in Destin, saw a colleague, or actually one of the physicians that I used to work for about 15 years ago, who told me that he was going to some training in DC at the VA hospital because he just decided the middle of last year to close his private practice because he saw no stability for the future. He was getting very concerned and decided that it would be much better for him to split his time between a university in his local area as well as with the VA hospital. And it was really sad because he was one of the best otolaryngologists that I know, and he wrote a lot of studies. Even though he was in private practice, he was doing all kinds of research, and it was really disheartening to hear that he had to close his doors. So I can appreciate what you guys are feeling at some level and seeing it with my own eyes. So there are so many issues that you're facing, both on the legislative front as well as the regulatory front, most of which on the regulatory side is a result of implementation of the Affordable Care Act. In the interest of time, I'll try to go through these relatively quickly. Sequestration, I think you're all pretty familiar with sequestration because you've already been taking a 2% hit on your claims that you've been filing since April 1st of this year. As you know, sequestration was supposed to be kind of like a backup plan, but unfortunately, there wasn't another plan put in place, and so as a result, sequestration took effect. There hasn't been a whole lot of talk about what's going to happen next with sequestration. There have been some conversations about would there be some relief for sequestration as part of any kind of an SGR deal, but we're really not sure what's going to happen there. But there has been some relief through one bill, the Cancer Patient Protection Act of 2013 that was introduced by Representative Elmers, which would terminate the application of sequestration payment for physician-administered drugs, so Part B drugs. So this is what sequestration looks like to you in terms of dollars and cents. You'll see one side is the physician fee. The dollar amount that's in red would be the total amount that you would actually wind up being paid after